Hello friends, welcome back. So in the previous session I discussed with you 5 important points where you could make silly mistakes so you could avoid them and boost up your score. In today's session we will see 5 more points where silly mistakes could occur and which you need to avoid. The first one is interest on capital versus interest on partner's loan. Commonly, I find that mistake occurs here in the sense that in the partnership deed, if it is provided that interest on capital is to be provided at a particular percentage per annum, then only interest on capital is to be allowed. So what is required for this to be allowed? For interest on capital to be allowed, it is necessary that in the partnership deed, the provision should exist that interest on capital is to be provided at that particular percentage. In case there is no provision in the partnership deed or the partnership deed is silent, then you should immediately note that no interest on capital is allowed to the partners. Although the partners might argue that they've contributed so much capital and they require interest on capital, still they will not get unless a clause is there in the partnership deed which says that interest on capital is to be allowed at a particular percentage. But the other thing is on interest on partners loan. Interest on partners loan will be allowed obviously on the basis of the agreement in their partnership agreement on the partnership deed, whatever rate is allowed, or allowed at the rate specified, or in case the partnership deed is silent. So if the partnership deed is silent, then in this case the partners are entitled to interest at the rate of 6% per annum on the loan that they have provided to the firm. So this is how you find that when it is about an appropriation in the form of interest on capital, if there is no provision of the partnership deed is silent, it is not allowed to the partner. But in case of interest on partner's loan, if it is allowed at a specific rate, then that rate would apply. Else, if the deed is silent or no provision is there in the partnership deed about giving interest on partner's loan, still they will be entitled to get interest at the rate of 6% per annum. Normally, the common mistake that is found is that people confuse between interest on capital and interest on partner's loan, and they provide at the rate of 6% as interest on capital when the partnership deed is silent. So that has to be avoided. And another point is interest on capital is normally an appropriation of profit, whereas your interest on partner's loan is a charge against profit. So in the previous video, I have discussed about what is appropriation, what is charge. You can go and refer to that. At the same time here, I will explain to you that appropriation is an item that you find in the appropriation account, and charge means it is an item which comes in the profit and loss account on the debit side. So this way you know that interest on capital is totally different from interest on partner's loan. The next point is about salary to partner. Commonly, you would have found in the question that salary to a partner is to be allowed at particular certain amount. So you will have to read the particular question carefully, because sometimes they say at the rate of 5,000 per month. So in this case, the amount is supposed to be 5,000 into 12 rupees. 60,000 is the amount of appropriation. Sometimes they might say it is 5,000 per quarter. So in this case, the amount of salary to partners to be taken as 5,000 into 4, because there are 4 quarters in a year. So it is going to be 20,000. Sometimes they say it is to be allowed at the rate of 5,000 per annum. So per annum means for 12 months. So the amount that is to be taken as salary is only 5,000 rupees. So this is how, when you're reading the question, please read carefully. Just because amount is 5,000, it need not be per month. Don't assume. Read carefully what is given and accordingly calculate the correct amount and put it into the appropriation account. Else, the entire question would go for a toss and you would lose mark unnecessarily. So this is an area where commonly mistake could occur. So please read the question in respect of this very carefully. The next point is another way in which remuneration is given to a partner is commission to a partner. Here the mistake occurs normally to see when they say a particular percentage, say 10% per annum is allowed on net profit before charging commission. And they also have another situation where they say on net profit after charging commission. So when you read that the commission is to be given to a partner a particular percentage, don't directly go and apply the percentage of net profit. You have to be very careful and read whether it is before or after and accordingly apply. So if it is before, then it would be applied as 10 by 100 of the net profit before commission. On that amount, you would apply rate and get the amount of commission. But if the term after has been used, then you would use it as 10 by 110 into the net profit before commission. So on the net profit before commission, you are going to apply the rate, but when it is before, it is normal of 10 by 100. But if it is term after is used, then it should be 10 by 110. So please be careful. And here also it can be on net profit or it can be divisible profit. That part also you should be very careful. As I had highlighted in the previous video, you can go and refer to it and see that how mistake could occur there. So this is another very important point where in the speed of completing, the urgency to complete the question, you just read and do it and end up making mistakes. So please, whenever you see this, make a mental note of it and accordingly do the correct treatment to the commission. The next one is on interest on drawings. In interest on drawings, you know that there are two types of drawings, your regular, irregular. If it is irregular, you use the product method, and if it is regular drawing, you use the average period method. So that is normally very clear, and still some students could make mistake in that. But however, while calculating using this regular drawings, sometimes they just give you that the amount of drawings is so much. Like say they say amount of drawings is rupees, say 30,000. So they don't say when the drawing has occurred. Then in such circumstance, very commonly made mistakes is if interest on drawing has been given at 10% per annum, students take 10% of 30,000 directly and calculate as 3,000, which is wrong. You should, when the time period has not been specified, the date of drawing is not given, you are supposed to take on an average for 6 months. So the amount of interest on drawing would be 1,500. This is a very commonly made mistake by the students. So this has to be avoided. So when the date of drawings has not been given, then what are you supposed to do? Apply 6 by 12. You take the term as an average for 6 months, you calculate the interest on drawings. So this is another very important, very commonly made mistake. The next one is manager's commission. So now, in the urgency to read, you just read commission and you provide for it and put it in the profit and loss appropriation account, then it will be totally wrong. Why? Because manager is an employee of the firm. He is not a partner. Only items related to partner goes in the appropriation account. So as it is related to an employee of the firm, this amount will go into the profit and loss account and it will be on the debit side with any other expense. It is basically a charge against profit. So this is one another common area where mistake could occur. So just look at commission, don't go ahead, but see whether it's to a partner or to a manager. So this is another important point. So friends, I'm very sure that with this session, you would have got to know that where mistakes could occur and how you could avoid them by carefully reading the question and making a mental note of it. So if you like today's video, please do like and share it. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel to get continued notification of all my upcoming videos. Thank you all. Have a great day and all the best for your exam.